Hi everyone, this is Freddie with Superbike Unlimited, and today we're going to be doing another update on the Kawasaki ZX-10RR Superbike project. We have, unfortunately, this was also supposed to feature the tail end of a video that was going to be the update of our B4R as well, but it's not here. So the that we're going to cover a little bit in another video, but unfortunately did have an electrical part fail on the dyno while we were doing some testing and some setup. So what we have brought is, of course, our 2021 ZX-10RR, which is presently disguised as a 2020 ZX-10RR. But rest assured, that is the brand new bike, and we have some really key stuff that I'm excited to test. So while the V4, we had some really crazy things that we were going to try out, there's some really important stuff that we want to test on this, because this is a bike that we're definitely planning on having on the racetrack with Moto America this year, and maybe the other bike as well, but this one for sure. And essentially what we're going to be testing today is some new strategy on the ECU. We have some really, I think, stuff that's going to be critical to making this motorcycle easier to ride and have excellent tire wear. So there's going to be some things that we're going to be trying that should help to improve that. That's always been one of the struggles with this motorcycle. They're really fast and generally perceived as a very quick machine that doesn't have a ton of edge grip, and they can be kind of hard on the side of the tire when you're being really aggressive on one. They're just the motor's got a lot of bite, you could say. So anyway, we're going to be testing that. We have several things to run through. We're going to start in steps and run through that. And also, something I'm really personally excited about testing is we have our Pirelli tires on here for the first time in a long time. I've always been a huge fan of those Pirellis. We get those from James Bach at Podium Motorsports.
Third and final call, intermediate group.
So we've got those.
Intermediate group. Report to pit out. This is third and final call.
Okay, and so I'm super excited to try those, because they've got the new, I've actually never ridden them here, the brand new style, which is the World Superbike Profile, as they're called, which is the 125/70 front, 265 rear. We're starting off with an SC1 in the front and an SC2 in the rear, because traditionally this place has been a little hard on tires since it's been repaved. I did bring an SC1 and an SC0 rear. Probably won't be putting that 0 on today, but I plan to mount the 1 up once we kind of get some work done and figure out where we're going to go with some of this torque control and strategy stuff that we're going to be testing. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. Don't have the V4, but we have the ZX-10 and we have a ton of work to do. So stay tuned. We should be able to get some videos of some laps. We can't do the helmet cam thing here because it's forbidden with sport bike track time. Potential concerns with compromising the integrity of the helmet if an incident happens. So, we won't be able to get our favorite kind of footage, but I'll try to mount the camera somewhere around here to give you guys something that's, enjoyable to watch. So yeah, I'll walk you through that as we're doing it, let you know how I feel about the new tires. Also want to show you guys, we did get an updated version of our Capit full zones, or full controls as they're starting to call them now, and something that I think is really cool. These are the ones that, as you know, they feature an integrated rim warmer, which is a huge benefit when it comes to having a consistent tire temperature. It's really awesome because these things just heat your wheels and tires up super fast. There's actually a heating element in that. And now what they've done is they've got these optional Velcro straps, you can see here and just all around, where you can close those if you really want to, and it'll absolutely seal this thing up. Generally speaking, we don't use that, but if you want to, you can. It's something that obviously it's going to take a little more time to get the wheels on and off. Probably perfect for the rack, or if you've got some time, but yeah, that's the new design. And also they've updated the display. It's a little harder to see when you're got direct light, but it's not going to be so easy to scratch like the old one was, so that's another nice touch. Alrighty, so it's the end of the day here. We're going to go ahead and mount the camera up to the bike and get some laps. It's been an interesting day. We've had some issues for sure, some stuff that we haven't been able to fix at the track, and sometimes it just goes like that. So it's just not our week for Superbikes. But notably, we were having some kind of rear wheel speed signal issue. Some voltages are just incorrect. We went ahead and swapped out the sensor. I put it away already, but we have, we'll just show it to you the way our setup is here. We have them with Autosport connectors, so you can kind of see one right in there. And then there's basically these guys. And we have, looks like some damage, just some wiring in the loom. Probably a rock has hit something, or basically there's wire that has to run from that sensor all the way to that little block you just saw. And I swapped out the sensor, but we're still having the issue, so likely means that there's damage along that junction that connects the block to the sensor. So we're just gonna have to, and I don't have an extra one to put on today. So when we get back to the shop, we'll tear the bike down, have a look over everything, do some testing on the lumen, figure out what's going on. So what that means is basically in order to ride the bike, we have to turn the traction control off. Naturally, with on a bike like this with the TC turned off, it's a little more difficult to be aggressive the way you want to, because you don't kind of have that safety net, so to speak. So I have to be a little more cautious, and you know, essentially now it's like a BSB bike. Those guys have no rider aids, and you know, that's kind of what this is now. So I've just softened the torque a little bit just to make it a little less aggressive feeling. But basically we'll still be able to get some laps, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to really beat on this thing. I'm used to traction control, and for sure that's what my style is built around. So normally really aggressive on the throttle, relatively speaking, and you know, so it's going to be hard for me to give you guys a really cool lap, but I want to give you some onboard. And the bike is still good even without traction control. I just can't ride it the way I'd like to. So next we're going to go ahead and mount the camera up and get a lap or two, and that's probably going to close it out. This is the last session of the day. Been working on this all day and trying to get it going, and unfortunately we are where we are, so we're just gonna have to ride it without. So stay tuned for a lap. Alrighty, so we're back from Barber. Obviously, you got to see some relatively not that exciting laps. The last one was really the only one where I tried to push a little, and you can see basically my approach to the throttle was pretty cautious. Realistically, that bike probably has more grip than I'm taking advantage of, but it's just one of those things. I'm used to driving or riding with TC, and it's I didn't want to potentially test the limits of that at the track day. And I did leave the SC2 on because I never really got an opportunity to properly ride the bike until the last couple of sessions because I was testing and trying to sort out our traction issue. So now that we're back, obviously that's going to be one of the next things on the ticket. We're going to essentially take this down and we're going to just test a few things and test the grounds on the actual loom and test the this main extension that essentially runs from here all the way down to the actual wheel speed sensor behind the swing arm there. So that's going to be the next steps. And then of course for our V4 we did get the electrical component that failed, so it's unrelated to this bike obviously, but that thing's going to be back up and running soon. Yeah, overall I thought it went pretty well. There's some stuff that I want to change and test on this motorcycle, but I am pretty happy with how the new strategy on the ECU is working. Definitely think we're going to keep pushing that. There's something that we tested that I really liked, and I want to push it a little further and see how much more we can go. We're going to try some stuff on the dyno and see how that works out. But overall, I thought that we made a good step. The bike felt easier to ride, and the tire wear was pretty good. I mean, you know, it's not perfect. Still got a little bit of that wear that we see there, but it's really not bad. And obviously, the left side is fine because you're not very aggressive there. And this is, of course, an SC2 and the new WSB case profile. The front looks quite good, you know. Again, not really going super fast, but pretty minimal wear, and that is an SC1, so pretty impressive, you know. Not too shabby. I think my best lap was like a 33 or something though, so take that for what it's worth. It's not exactly something to write home about, but you can at least see what it looks like. You can see what the thing sounds like, and you know, watch me ride a little bit without traction and see that the bike still works pretty well. You can definitely ride these things at a respectable pace, and I certainly think that had this been a race environment with a softer tire, I could easily get into like a 30 or something like that on the bike with no traction control, just because we have set the thing up to where you shouldn't be relying really heavily on the traction control anyway. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. We do have some really nice updates for this motorcycle coming very soon. Definitely going to be making it faster. Hopefully quite soon we're going to be able to update the look to the spec that it should have, which is obviously the totally redesigned body, and there's some other really nice goodies that are on the way. So stay tuned. Definitely got some badass stuff in store for this motorcycle, and I think that for now that's going to do it. Yeah, we've got some big news in store, so I'm not going to spoil anything, but next video I think is going to be a nice one. So once again, thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.